What's up, Horde? Sorry, I was plugging in a fucking plug. We're back. We haven't had a fucking heavy band on here in a while, but they're all on tour this summer, so everybody's home now for a second. And so we've got Rise to Ruin from Vegas, I guess they claim. Shout out Vegas. So how you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah,
great, dude. Just got done with a vocal lesson, screaming into the void and having somebody teach you how to do it, and then like making cool noises.
That's awesome.
Amazing, dude. Like all week long, I'm like, hey, you guys know what a grizzly bear sounds like? I'm like, yeah. Does this sound like it? And they're like, well, I don't know now. We'll go to YouTube and like, wow. I know. I work. Thank you. So it's pretty fun. I've been doing this like the game. I've been playing with everybody this week. Like all the podcast girls they're just like, you just sit there and like mumble and scream to yourself all day while we're working. I'm like, well, what else are you gonna do? It's like,
that's the dream.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Like she can talk about shit I like and make weird art screaming at microphones. I'm like, this is pretty sweet. I can't complain. So so Robert, what do you play?
So I'm a guitar player.
Guitar player, okay. Aaron?
Guitar and vocals.
Oh, okay. I'm listening to vocalists. Vocalists always intrigue me. I pull them all aside and go, you want to nerd out? Like, we want to talk about some shit? Like, I've learned a bunch of vocal shit in like the last 6 months. I want to talk about it. So, all right, here we go. So, just, I don't know, in your own words, I always do this at the beginning of all the interviews. Like, tell us about yourself. Tell us the Cliff Notes version of Rise to Ruin here.
Go ahead, Robert. You lead off.
All right. So me and Aaron have known each other for, I'm trying to do the math real quick. Like,
don't age us.
20 something years now. We went to school together. What?
Since we were born, don't age us.
Yeah, since we were born, we're 20. No, but we've known each other for a long time, and both me and Aaron have been huge fans of heavy metal our entire lives, right? We've gone to a number of shows. We both have played guitar for such a long time, and life kind of hit us, and hobbies start to fall off, and Rise to Ruin was kind of like our intro back into music. So we both have done it on the sides, me and Aaron being close. We wanted to play the music that, gets us excited. And so metalcore being that, or our take on it, at least, loving bands like Killswitch Engage, Lamb of God, some of the newer stuff like Architects, right? And really trying to take our spin on that. And this is our project to have fun. We started making some music, and we started getting some really positive feedback. And so we're trying to push this as hard and as fast as we possibly can. And now we're here with you folks.
That's awesome. That's why we found each other. Like, I always love finding new bands and bringing them to people and that sort of thing. Because, like, I don't know, like, when you start to get like the praise from people, like, everybody starts something art, any type of art that's like very subjective. Like when people like you really kind of hit a stride, and you're like, and people start really like giving you compliments, and all of a sudden like, maybe it's like my dad or something. Like, he's my dad. He's gonna say that, and all of a sudden like other people are saying like, whoa. We have a meeting here. What's going on? And you start to feel good about it. Like it grows. And like it just happened to me recently. My dad compared me to Will Ramos, and I almost shed actual fucking tears. My dad loves sucking metal too. And I was like, are you okay when you feel sick? That's crazy. He's like, that's just what it sounds like. It sounded good. Like,
for us, actually, the thing that we were like, oh, this is actually going to like we're making some waves is when we started getting some hate comments. We're like, hell yeah, people hate us.
Yeah,
there we go. People don't hate people they're not jealous of.
That was the goal. That was the goal from day one.
I love that energy. I love it.
Until somebody.
Because that's exactly. I say that all the time. I'm like, if I have haters, if someone's hating on me, I've made it.
Yeah. I remember the first one was somebody was talking shit on our snare sound on our first EP, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, and I remember Aaron texting me. Aaron was like, check this dude. I was like, fuck this guy. And I was like, no, hold on 1 second. Look at the silver lining. If someone hates us, that means that, I was like, there's, like you said, Will Ramos, there's someone out there who hates Lorna Shore, but we all know Lorna Shore is them, right? It's, so it's like, you have to have the haters if you have the fans, and that means it's real. And so we started actually getting a ton of support. And as we'll probably get into, we just dropped an EP called Archaic that just came out on Friday.
I like it.
Yeah, and we also the thing that was exciting for us is like we started getting comments of like people finding us on YouTube that was like, I've never been more excited to waiting for music of a band I just found out about. We're like, okay, that's cool. Like
new music is the shit that like I've had addiction problems in the past, and I'm 7 years clean this year. Like I tell people, like I wake up every fucking day, and I fucking wake up and go, I fucking need fucking who's dropping today? Like when Darko dropped, fucking Darko's my favorite band. All for 2 weeks, I still remember was like, bro, your next Friday is Darko Day. I just fucking woke up at 4 a.m. to watch that fucking song. Like, because like that sort of shit of new music is really, I tell people, that's what I'm addicted to. Like, I work in the music industry, and I'm just like going and finding new bands and like just seeing an open band play. I'm like, oh, these dudes are fucking destroying. Who are these guys?
Yeah, there's nothing better than finding a new band, even off just one song, and then diving into their catalog, and it's like opening your eyes for the first time. You have all these new songs to play. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's awesome.
Every Friday, I'm sitting in bed annoying my wife because on Friday night at 9 p.m. there's a playlist on I use Apple Music it's called Breaking Metal. And at 9 o'clock it refreshes because I'm on Pacific Standard, so it refreshes at midnight Eastern. And I'm sitting there at 9 o'clock at night, just clicking through songs of new bands or bands that I know of. I'm like, oh, did you know that this band dropped a song? And she's sitting there looking at me like, no, it's not the type of music I listen to. I'm like, all right.
I actually don't like that music at all. Stop telling me about it. No, listen, that's the same thing I do. Like, I usually end up going to bed like 11 o'clock every day. Friday comes around, it's fucking 12:30. I'm like, refresh, motherfucker. Like, it's just waiting. Yeah. And like, I usually stay up on it. I'll like go through my favorite artists and like look and like tell what's upcoming or whatever. And some of them will slip in and I'm like, oh shit, this came out? Oh yeah. Like, some of them they'll just drop it out of nowhere. Like they won't say they're doing an album release on the Sunday. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
that album's out today. Like that sort of shit is dope. Like I also like when I heard your guys' EP. To me, the big refreshing thing about new bands is that like back in the Killswitch Engage days, it was like, oh, we're metalcore, we're fucking hardcore, stay out of my fucking metalcore, that whole thing, or like fucking deathcore bands like, nah, fuck you and your fucking technical riff type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like. It is all kind of like now metalcore bands go very deathcore bands kind of get fucking sing-song. You know what I'm saying? You have a bigger crossover where it's like, that's where I'm at. Like I want any both parts of my soul's eating right there.
That was a big motivator for us starting this whole thing, was that we wanted to just make music that we wanted to make. Like even if it's whether it's a EP or album by album basis or song by song, like we have another single that's probably going to be dropping here in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. And it's totally different. I mean, it's still metal, but it's totally different than like the Archaic EP. But that was like I said, we wanted to do something where we want to do essentially what we want to do. If we want to make a song that kind of sounds like this, we're going to do it. If we want to make a song that sounds like something else, we're going to do it. You know what I mean? Versus having, pigeonholed into a certain subgenre and only kind of fitting in that box was something that we just weren't interested in. Because if we're, feeling inspired to make, kind of a genty song, we want to be able to make it. If we're feeling inspired to make like an anthemic, kind of radio metal song, we want to be able to make it. You know what I mean? At whatever time. That was, like I said, a huge motivator for us doing our own thing.
Yeah, we actually got accused of being an AI band because of the sound of our songs.
It was the first EP. A lady commented on YouTube and was like, "Oh, every song sounds different, so you must be AI." And I was like, "Nope, that's me singing."
Yeah, let's be real. There's some days like I'm inspired by Metallica and I'm going to make something a little bit thrashier. There's going to be days that I'm, more inspired by Whitechapel and it's just going to be just punishing 7-string drop G just in your face, grizzly bear noises, as you said earlier, right? And then there's going to be days I'm listening to something like, I don't know, Sleep Token, and it's something I want a little bit more melodic and a little bit more in my feels, right? And I don't want to be pigeonholed into a box, and because also at the same time, right, I think Will Ramos is, since we're talking about Lorna Shore, his girlfriend made a joke about how Lorna Shore kind of sounds the same. I mean, keep doing your thing, boys. We love you, right? But it's kind of
have a formula.
Yeah, they have a formula for sure. But it's for us as we're kind of finding our way. We're going to experiment with all of that. We're going to experiment with tunings. We're going to experiment with styles. We're going to experiment time signatures, the whole nine.
I think bands, I've always told people like bands who don't evolve are that's boring, but those are the bands that end up in their 70s and you're like, bro, we're still playing an album with a black cover from the 90s. Fucking knock it off.
Yeah.
No, just speaking not directly about any fucking band, but make your assumptions. But saying like that sort of like not growing thing where like, and some people aren't ready. Like even with Sleep Token, like I loved Taking Back Eden, and then I heard Even in Arcadia, and I'm like, I don't know, man. But now I fucking love the album, and it grew on me. The same with all that stuff. Like when you find something that maybe you're not necessarily ready for, if you don't take that and involve, like even I do graphic design and shit for a living. And so like all of my art and all the clothes I've done, like if you go back and look at the first clothing drop as opposed to what's about to be the third, you go, oh shit, like you're trying new shit. Because like I did pigeonhole myself into like one type of art, and then I was like, I just want to do some other type of art. Like I want to see if I can do it and make it still look like art that I do. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is like finding your voice is the big thing of like, it still sounds like us, but we're doing what the fuck we want to do. Like Darko sounds like Darko, but they're just fucking doing anything they want. Mm-hmm. Like those just like, well, we'll make alien noises and fucking we'll sing and we'll have fucking chimes and fucking whatever. And they do it well. And like if Chelsea Grin do that, people would be like, boo.
Yeah.
Tom and Baby J do it.
One of my favorite things about like certain like metal groups too is like when there's pull from other genres, because it brings other demographics to you.
Yeah, 100%
as well. Like that's a big part of it. And I feel like a lot of the things, because I'm one of those people too, I listen to everything. I'm polyamorous to be, to the max. I listen to everything. Yeah. So I love when I hear mixtures of different genres together, because it makes me want to hear it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I used to be in high school. I was like, he'll tell you also, because this is art. he'll have a funny story about this, but like in high school, I was like a total elitist. If it wasn't in this box, it was trash.
Absolutely.
But now, 4 years later out of high school, good music is good music. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I like metal, so I want to make metal, but so much fits in that box of metal as long as it's good music. Like I said, good music is good music. Now at this point, like I appreciate so much, even across different genres. That's kind of like the inspiration that we're going towards in every writing session or anytime we put something out. We just want to make good music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think music should. That feeling you get when you get the goosebumps, or like that flood of like whatever is in your brain that's like, this is good. That feeling is like, oh, dude, this is the payoff. I tell people, like, if you hit that in the studio, stop doing anything. Don't fuck with it. That's it. That's what you want. If it's doing it to you, it's going to do it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And that feeling is like kind of what you go for. Like, but it's weird to get that from all different places. Like, I have been super into heavy music for a long time, but then some days I wake up and like, bro, have you heard the Home Team? And just like super crazy, like, like the Home Team's so just like, not like Sleep Token sexy music, but it's still very sexy music. They're very silly and fucking, but it's all very good.
Yeah.
And like, I think I always ask people like, oh, actually guys, there's like two bands fall on two sides of the fence of like, oh no, I don't listen to anybody in this fucking genre because I don't want to steal from them or whatever. And then you have bands like Boundaries and Johnny Booth that are like, fuck you, we steal from everybody because we love all these people. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I want to ask bands, like, how do you feel about that? Like, you just listen to like fucking Kesha and like you're just making up metalcore riffs, or do you fucking like, you like Boundaries and other shit and like you're like, this is dope, I want to do that too.
Looking at it from like a songwriting perspective, I think that if you only listen to certain things, you'll only be able to write certain things. Because if you listen to like pop songs, arrangements of pop songs are great. If you take the music out of it and just put it on paper, intro, verse, bridge, chorus, that type, their arrangements are awesome. Their chord progressions are awesome.
They're very pleasing. Yeah,
right.
They make sense.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I think especially from a songwriting perspective, you should listen to all different kinds of music and steal arrangements, steal chord progressions, because nobody in the world now has invented a new chord progression. It's all been done.
Yep, everything's been covered.
You know what I mean? So you can't people want to say, oh, it's stealing. Oh, you copied this. Dude, everybody at this point has copied something from somebody.
Well, even look at stuff where people have recreated pop music to metal. Like obviously the world's blown up with K-pop Demon Hunter, and I think it's Andrew Bania just did a whole metal cover of like 3 of those songs, and those songs just work so well. And it's because of, like you said, it's simple, clean, easy music. But he couldn't have been inspired to do that without that being there. And it's also, but if you should listen to everything all the way out to like the most complex music possible, because that's how you get some of these, you know, legendary bands who kind of break boundaries, like Periphery or something like that. Because Periphery, when they started like kind of pioneering gent, if they stayed in a box, that kind of music doesn't happen. You go listen to some of their songs and you're like, this is like so crazy, weird, you know, time signatures. And it's, I don't know, I forgot what song it was, but it was one of the Sleep Token songs. I forgot which one exactly it was, but everyone was so like blown away by the syncopation with, you know, with the timing in it. And
I would say caramel, but it's everybody's like, it's caramel.
Yeah,
caramel.
Because they're British.
The British.
I also will go, yeah, you mean the song Damocles? And they'll be like, what? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what this Damocles you're talking about. I have heard of Damocles, though. And their head fucking implodes. It's my favorite thing to do. I love Sleep Token. I just fucking don't take it too seriously.
Or like Wage War, dude. Like, I feel like Wage War has blown up with this last album they put out. But if you listen to the songs that have been most popular, like Magnetic or Blur, dude, those are pop arrangements.
Listen, I think
like those are total pop song arrangements, and they just took the arrangement on paper and put metal riffs, you know, or mixing to it. Like, and now, I mean, they're blowing up. They're selling out arenas. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. They're the fucking new Metallica. Like, not in that way. Like, they literally are just hitting their stride roles. And like, but to me, top tier Wage War was fucking Manic. Like, they came out Manic, and I was like, I don't know what they're doing here, but I fucking love it. Because it wasn't exactly like synth pop shit, but like it was still very metally. And I was just like, I can believe these are the dudes that did The River and fucking Witness, but they're really just like doing some cool shit over here.
But like Alyssa said, they're progressing. They're not doing the same thing over and over. They're progressing, and now their fan base has probably grown tenfold since Pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a forgotten album from them, really. Like that one just like came out under the radar, and all of a sudden they came out with Manic, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like, oh, these are the dudes with the and the fucking River song, which I remember when I heard about that band. Fucking, I was working. When I first started working as a tour manager, and my business partner Gabe Valdez called me and he was like, "I'm gonna send you a YouTube link," and he sent me The River. And like 15 seconds in, I was like, "Bro, is it possible we get these dudes?" He said, "Absolutely not. I just wanted to show it to you because it's amazing." I was like, "They're dick, but this is really fucking good."
Yeah, yeah. Like they're one of the bands I think are kind of just generally doing it right now.
Yeah.
Well, I also think that progression is like when there's also almost like a return home. It kind of gets people, like, it's kind of like the absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of vibe, is like as Whitechapel kind of got away with their most recent albums. And then when Visceral Wretch dropped, I remember like all my deathcore buddies were like, "They're back. The Kings are back. Here they are." And it was like,
still exist, bitch. Like,
and when they were so excited for them to come back to the same thing, but because there was progression and evolution, and then they came back, they couldn't have had that coming home almost back to like true deathcore without their departure of like the kin and everything along the way.
Right, like, we just want to go try something new. All right, wasn't for us. We're going back. Like, when Phil started singing, like, I did some tours with, like, a little bit of tour with them with, like, Hatebreed, Whitechapel, and All Shall Perish. And, like, literally, so my dad knows I knew Whitechapel. Phil started singing. I got a text from my dad. He was like, "Hey, man, listen, I don't know what you got to do. Tell Phil fucking knock it off." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll relay that to him, sir. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not about to tell that man that. Let him do what he wants."
Dude, he's got a great voice. He's got a great voice, dude. Hickory Creek and Orphan, like, when he sings clean, dude, it's, like, ominous. You know what I mean? Just the tone he has in his voice. He sounds great.
It does. I think it's crazy that what I've learned taking vocal lessons too is, like, literally I couldn't really sing, but the fact of, like, learning, like, the tones underneath things, and, like, now, like, when I warm up, I can actually, like, sing along with stuff, and, like, I can hold it because I have breath control, and it's, like, not all over the place. Those sort of skills is like, oh, no wonder those dudes can fucking actually sing too, because it's just the opposite end of screaming, and they have that control. So, like, I was like, damn, that's kind of cool to look forward to.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So,
okay. Well, we fucking digressed a little bit there, but we did cover a little shit. We kind of went into the band history. What are you guys' some direct influences though? I love hearing people's fucking favorite bands and shit.
Go ahead, Rob.
So for me, so I would have to say that probably mine and Aaron's favorite bands of all, like, if you made me choose like one band to listen to forever, it's probably going to be Metallica for both of us. They were just like the kings, and they're like the guys who probably made us both pick up them, and probably Black Sabbath. They're the two bands that had us pick up guitars. But
are you going old Metallica, like Black Album back or New
Yeah.
Metallica?
Yeah, like if I had to choose an album, it's probably going to be Injustice is probably going to be like probably my favorite album.
Master of Puppets does it for me. Master of Puppets is the one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with anything from like in that era before pre-Black Album. I don't think you have anything wrong with those ones there. But it for like as we're writing, as we're doing this, I would say my biggest inspirations are going to be like Killswitch Engage, As They Lay Dying, Lamb of God. Those were the bands that at first when I was like, oh, you guys listen to bands that scream. Like we were those thrash purists at one point where it was like the big four and that was about it. And even then when I was listening to like Pantera, I'm like, it's a little too gritty for me. Like I want to go back to James. I want to listen to Dave Mustaine, right? Like that's what I want to listen to. But as I started really breaking it down, really Killswitch Engage, As Lay Dying, and Lamb of God were like that entry level. And those are still the bands I listen to all the time. For me, those are gonna be my three biggest.
Are you a Howard or a Jesse guy?
Oh, I'm a Howard guy.
Jesse.
The Jesse guy.
Howard Jones is the man.
Jesse's
I just saw them about a year ago, and Howard.
We had a massive debate about this one day. Like
Howard for me, like I'm telling you, like when I heard, fucking When Darkness Falls with Howard shit, I said, Jesse who, bro? Who the fuck is this dude? And then I found out he was from Columbus, and I was like, oh, I'm in. Fuck it, dude. I'm all in. He's from fucking down the street. Let's go.
I'm all Jesse all day.
Jesse's cool, but like they hit their stride. Like those fucking albums, like that 2 or 3 album run where Howard started, there was no fucking dead second on there, bro. There's bangers after bangers.
Yeah. Oh, and for me, I think it's to go back. My dad was a drummer, but my dad was like all classic rock and metal, and so I think like thinking back, like I heard a bunch of their songs, but like me hearing Holy Diver and actually seeing the music video and with Howard and like how much fun they just had as a band, but they were so serious and they did Holy Diver so well. It was just one of those things for me that was like, I was like, all right, I love Howard and and I love Jesse. Don't get me wrong. I love all the new stuff. I love all the old stuff of Jesse. It's just, if you made me choose one, I'd choose Howard there.
I think Howard fits the energy of that whole band better than Jesse.
My argument for Jesse is on the album since he's been back. So he obviously has a growl, he has a scream, but his clean vocals, and a lot of it's probably Adam D's production also.
Adam D's the fucking man.
And I can talk about that guy for hours as far as inspiration, but Jesse's clean vocals, the harmonies, the tone that they get on the albums, like they were next level, I think, like especially from a production standpoint, because I do all our production also. So like I'm a huge production mixing nerd. I could talk about that stuff all day. But that's why that was my like crux of my argument for Jesse, is because like obviously Howard can sing, but I'm just personally not into like the operatic singing with all the vibrato, like the heavy vibrato. It's just like to each his own. It's just a flavor thing. It's not. That's why I like Jesse so much.
The goosebumps I still get when you hear that man fucking scream this distance and you see him in the video, like, oh, dude, that fucking whole chorus right there. The first time you heard it, you're like, oh, this is like the moon landing. I want to know where I was when this fucking happened. Like, that's life altering for me. Like, whoa, like, who is this? Because he's got such a good. I love dudes who like have a really crazy good voice. Like, I really like. I think another crazy band is like Veil of Maya. Like, if you've seen their progression, like every argument, I'm like, dude, Veil of Maya's last album is the best Veil of Maya by far. And Lucas has like, he sounds like a demon, but like he's got a very pretty singing voice. Yeah. And that sort of like Nick's is like, that also is like the metalcore that I grew up. We're about the same age, obviously. We listen to the same.
20? You're 20 also?
Yeah, got my degree early.
Awesome. Yeah, us too. Yeah. Veil of Maya is I'm a huge fan of Veil of Maya. They're another one of those bands where I think you can't put them in a certain subgenre because they have so much variety between songs and between albums. That's one of the reasons why I like them so much, is because they keep shit interesting. Yeah. But yeah, as far as influences, like Robert said, Metallica, Justice was the first like metal album that I had. The intro that reversed harmonized fade in intro to Blackened and then going into the riff, that's the moment where I wanted to play guitar. Like that was the first riff that I really sat down to learn, you know, after playing Iron Man and Crazy Train for 6 months.
Right.
And then yeah, Pantera was a massive influence on me personally. I'm trying to think of like any other like older Iced Earth. I don't really listen to them much anymore, but in terms of like rhythm guitar playing, that was really big in my formative years of like learning how to really play rhythm guitar was Iced Earth.
Right.
So used to love those guys. Now, and like Robert said too, Killswitch. I've always been a huge fan of Killswitch. They're always like top two. It's basically Metallica and Killswitch for me. If I could pick, you know, two bands to take on a desert island. But like I said, Wage War is a huge influence, not only because of just the music, but kind of their overall.
They're just good dudes, man. I like
it. Kind of their overall approach to everything, their progression, kind of how they've changed things up. I like a lot, but the music too, obviously, just for music's sake, is awesome. Yeah, I mean those are some of the biggest ones for sure. Killswitch is just a massive influence, man. Like I latched onto that band a long time ago and like never let go. So Metallica, even Metallica now isn't on the same level as like for me with Killswitch. If they put something out, it's good no matter what. Like everything they put out to me is awesome. I can listen to every one of their albums cover to cover and love it. You know what I mean?
I think if you truly say you love metalcore and somebody asks you like Killswitch and you say no, like I no longer respect your opinion because you don't actually love metalcore.
Yeah, your opinion's wrong.
Metalcore, dude. Like that's it. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked about your writing processes. You just came out with the EP Archaic, fucking 3-song banger. I listened to it like that same morning, but I literally listened to the Darko song and then I listened to your guys' EP. That's exactly how it went.
Awesome.
So,
thanks, man.
I woke up just out of the blue and was like, oh, Darko released. And you guys released an EP. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bang that one out too. And then I listened to the new Soul Keeper after that. And I listened to those 8 songs on repeat for the next 16 hours.
Awesome.
So I put it in the Apple playlist and was like, here we go.
Oh, yeah. So, love it.
Yeah, if you've never heard Soul Keeper too, check those fucking dudes out.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with like One Town in Minnesota and like Soul Keeper and Waste and fucking Zombie Shark and like all these fucking bands that I love that are the weirdest kind of cool bands ever are all from the same town in Minnesota.
Okay, cool.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So Brandon, you have your influences, but like what's shit that you're listening to? Like this last year's been a banger for like new music just like recently and shit or whatever. Like what's like something like a couple albums that have really caught your eye this year? Like I know last year was Boundaries and shit like that, but like there's been some real bangers this year.
Go ahead, Rob.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. I don't want to step on it. I don't want to step on your toes.
No, it's okay. I'm probably gonna boil it. Trying to think like 3.
Yeah, give me 3 bangers.
Architects, Sleep Token, Shadow of Intent.
That's a solid range.
Yep.
He's got fucking Tom Metal, the Resurgence of Architects, and just Shadow of Intent, being Shadow of Intent, killing it. I love it.
Well, I've always loved Architects. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm wearing a Silosis shirt right now. So the lead guitar player from Silosis was Josh Middleton, who was in Architects, and I love Josh for everything, right? And he's just amazing. But I've loved Architects, but like they were always like, I don't want to say B tier band, but they were always like that. Like if, like we said, we were talking about Killswitch. If Killswitch drops something and Architects drop something, I'm going to Killswitch first, and then Architects really second. But this album, the writing, the vocals, it just cover to cover. It was. I was driving from Las Vegas to San Diego when the first time I listened to it all the way through. And my wife like looking.
I'll hop on that. It is the best produced album out right now. Yeah. It is, in my opinion, it is the best sounding metal album.
Fucking next level.
It is insane.
It is.
In the Sleep Token world too, that says a lot because even in Arcadia, it sounds crazy good. Yeah. But like, I believe it. But would you guys believe that? Would you say that this new Architects album is better than All Our Gods?
I think it's their best one personally.
I think it's their best one. Yeah.
Maybe I haven't given it a day in court, but it's fucking that's a really hard C10 seat for me because like I got into them with like when fucking Holy Crown. Oh, what was the fuck? I can't remember so long ago. The one where they were still like really heavy. It has fucking, it has the A with the fucking crown on it. I have it tattooed on my fucking arm. Like,
Oh, I don't remember the name of it. I'm terrible with names like that, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I first,
yeah, it's got like drag the water and shit on it or whatever.
yeah, but personally, yeah, this is my favorite Architect album, and it's the first one since Josh's departure too. So that means a lot. Josh is like one of my favorite guitar players. So
I'm sure he was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I fucking thought I was getting out of the sinking ship, but they proved me fucking wrong.
Oh man.
and then for me, Sleep Token I believe sounds amazing. I wasn't a huge Sleep Token fan. My wife was a Sleep Token fan before this, and I gave her shit constantly. But it was like one of those things where like she just kept playing like when the 3 songs, which was like Caramel, Damocles, and I forget whichever else.
Emergence was the first one.
Emergence was the first one, yeah. When
And
those,
yeah, Caramel and then Damocles.
there you go. Yeah, those kept coming on. Like she kept playing them in the car as we were like going places, and I was just like shaking my head like this. It's Sleep Token, and then I found myself at work.
The most mid singles, they fucking tricked people. Like they were like, pick the most random mid singles off there, fucking release them. I think I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, and then I remember I'm sitting at work, and one of my things to like work on some of the things I do at my desk is I throw headphones on and I listen to music all day. So like zone people out, ADHD problems. And I'm sitting there and I find myself keep going back and I'm like clicking on like Caramel and like listen to it again. And then I'm listening to the next one and I'm like, shit, I'm listening to Sleep Token. And then when the album came out, I listened to cover, like on repeat because it's just such a vibe. And it just became like that album that was so different. But I just love it for so many reasons. Like it's not your traditional metal. I mean, you can argue that's not even metal, but
Cum metal. That's what we call it around here. Cum metal.
Okay. But I absolutely loved it. And then Shadow of Intent for me, the album is just, they do what the boys do. And it's crushing. It's just amazing. There's just parts of that, just like, I can't help but be in the car and just like.
Ben Tour is fucking gangster too. That dude he knows what the fuck he's doing, man.
Yeah. I mean, I love the video of him. If you ever see the old video of him where he had like the Justin Bieber haircut and he's wearing like a nice like plaid shirt. And I love showing like, what do you think this guy's going to sound like? And then you hit play and it's his vocals.
He's still one of the people just wearing a slightly swoopy haircut. Like, fuck, you got that guy, bro. He doesn't give a shit. Still wearing a V-neck and everything. Fucking fuck it. Well, what about you, Aaron?
So this Consequence, obviously, just playing the new Killswitch album on repeat. The new Architects, I can't stop listening to that one either. The new Fit for a King, I think it's called Lonely God or something like that. Been listening to that a lot. The new Orbit Culture stuff, Death from Above. I don't think it's out entirely yet, but
the singles have been fucking bangers.
Yeah, I'd love Orbit Culture. There's a new man, what are those guys called? Dayseeker has a new song out. Pretty radio metal, but I like that song a lot.
Roy's got the voice of an angel, so I don't
that's the thing, dude. Man, I could listen to that guy sing all day long. And again, the production is like next level. I told you I can nerd out on production all day. Like when I listen to the Architects album, all the little samples and like changes that you don't like consciously notice, but that are there on the whole Architects album, I can listen to that all day long. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the stuff that I've been listening to mostly.
That's cool. Like the one album that I think really, outside of like Sleep Token obviously and stuff, that really fucking grabbed me this year is and the new Darko, but the new Darko is a little weird. But fucking Orthodox, you heard of it? Crazy band. Like, just go listen to the song Sacred Place. When it comes on, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it sounds crazy. And I got to get to go see them. I went and saw like them and Mugshot and fucking Omerta and fucking From Joy. It was like a tour of insanity. It was like 200 people there. My ankle was broken. Everybody in the fucking place, I was on crutches. Every single person in there kicked me in the ankle at least once. But the whole time I was just like, I'm fucking so glad I got off my couch and came to the show because it was just killing it. And then, crazy enough, got there and like they were getting ready to play. And this kid walked by and said, "Oh, hey Mike, what's up? Are you still promoting?" Because he was in one of the opening bands for the band. The first band I got signed was a band called Death of an Era. And fucking literally, he used to be in the opening bands for them. And I was like, "Oh, you still like promoting on somewhere?" He's like, "I'm the drummer in Orthodox." And I was like, "What? Are you fucking kidding me?" He was like, "No." Nice. I was like, "That's amazing, dude, to see." Like, and the drummer from Death of an Era is the drummer in the Plot and You, who is destroying.
Oh my yeah. Plot and You is another band that's grabbed me. Where I was like,
love all those dudes.
Yeah,
fucking so good, dude.
Yeah, I was supposed to go with a buddy to California to go see them, but I ended up having to skip due to work reasons. Is unfortunate. So
Landon and all them live like right up the road. You know what I'm saying? They're from Finley. Michael, the drummer's like right in Sunbury. They're either side. Like love all those dudes. Fucking super awesome humans. So like, yeah, I think every year's been getting better and better for new music, dude. Like even shit like, I don't know if you like Kubla Khan, but like that Kubla Khan album last year, it came out September 20th of last year, right? I got my fucking Apple Music thing at the end of November for the year. I listened to that album 98 times in just under.
Well, Kubla Khan is like, for anyone who's watching this podcast, if you've not seen Kubla Khan live, like I am not the biggest Kubla Khan fan, but they bring it live. Like I saw them with Lorna Shore, we keep talking about them, Whitechapel, and sang Sawigabog, right? And all those bands, like I was like, I'm not going in that pit because I'm not walking out alive. But Kubla Khan I've seen them now like 3 times on other tours, man, and they just bring the heat. Their newest song that came out, I was kind of like, this is a departure, which we talked about evolution. But that last album, it's amazing.
It sounds like somebody shoveling gravel on your, like it reminds me of like how Pantera's Far Beyond Driven sounds, where you're just like, oh my god, this is like scratching a weird itch, but it just sounds like sludge destroying all the time. People are like, it's like caveman music. I'm like, it is, but it's done. It's like if you find a chef and he's just like, I do with 4 ingredients, but I'm the best at these 4 ingredients. Those dudes are the best at the simplest shit ever, but it sounds so good. And it sounds so full. It's one guitar, and you're like, there's gonna be like, I had Whitechapel with 3 guitars and it wasn't that full.
Yeah. I love peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, and grilled cheese and tomato soup. It doesn't have to be complicated to be good. Okay, so fuck off. No,
exactly.
They take just the simplest elements and go, we're gonna do this better than everybody else. We don't have to be fucking Lorna Shore with symphonies and everything and crazy noises. I could just be Matt Honeycutt telling people to throw their dick over their shoulder and fucking turn somebody into guacamole. Let's go. Like, he's beating his chest and barking at women. Like, god damn it, man. Full caveman shit. And everybody's like, this is the greatest. Like,
yeah.
I tried working with my wife, and I had to sleep on the couch.
Regular women that aren't into like super smut and metal, they're like, did you just fucking bark at me? Get the fuck out of here. Like, go back, weirdo.
Oh, and then she's showing me a video the other day of Vessel barking at I think in one of the concerts, and she's like,
oh, I'm sure nobody complained when Vessel barked at anybody.
Yeah. Right. Poor Matt Honeycutt's catching all the strays. Yeah. Like, so if I just get super British and put on a fucking mask, I can just bark anywhere I want.
Just get ripped and paint your body and wear a mask. And sing. You'll be all right.
I have a great voice. I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, man, I've seen those boys, all of them, without their mask on, and I'm telling you, I get why they did the mask thing. Good on them, because they were all standing around like.
It's like when Kiss took the makeup off her, but he's like, "Oh God, put it back on."
Like, oh, those are middle-aged Jewish dudes. Oh my God, fucking put the mask back on.
Oh Jesus,
this is not horrible, but like literally, when I take off, I'm like, listen, they all look very British and very nerdy. And Vessel's gonna take off the mask, and people are like, "Oh, you duped me."
Gross.
Like, yeah, she's so nerdy.
Album sales take.
They're the most well thought out band ever. Like that level of like. Like from start to finish of like concept, I respect it. That's what got me into them. I'm like,
oh yeah, okay,
they got lore. I like lore. Let's hear it. And then I was like, oh shit, this is really well done. Fuck, like that whole.
Okay, does anybody feel? Because now, is that band President or Presidents? Does anybody feel like the masked thing is starting to get?
No, it's getting out of control.
Like, because who's the other one? Shit, there's another one.
There is.
Robert, you might know what I'm talking about. I think who's the other like kind of masked? They're heavier though, but they're starting to get a little bit of popularity, and they all wear like full.
Oh, you've probably never heard of them, Slipknot?
No. Originate. Their masks almost, if I'm remembering right, their masks almost look like the band members, not Vessel, but the other band members in Sleep Token. Like how it's just like one color.
We're gonna do this masked.
Of course, the only one I can think of right now is like Ghost. How like Ghost does it as well.
And I dislike Ghost so much. Oh, we got Slipknot, Lordy, Pereira, Imperial Triumphant, Mushroom Head, Ghost, Guar, Portal, Sleep Token. Bucket now. None of these sound right at all. I'm not even sure any of these were fucking Matt Rob.
Oh, is it Garea? Garea?
Yeah, Gaerea.
That's it.
Yes, they do. They all look like fucking.
That's it.
They all do look like fucking when they just had the sleep token, the black token, fucking.
I feel like it's getting overplayed.
It is, dude. The president thing, I was like, okay, man, listen, I get it. And like the first song, like they released, there was like talking about worship and shit. I'm like, okay, listen, let's not everybody bite off everybody else's style here.
They totally stole that from Point Break. If anybody remembers that movie.
No, I do. One of the things I always quote. I'll go,
Robert's never seen it. He's too young.
Too young.
I always ask people, like, I ask them a random question, like, what time is it if Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll? Everybody's like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, it's time to rob a bank with Patrick Swayze. Fuck you guys.
Dude, yeah. Johnny Utah.
Johnny, fuck you. Listen, Keanu Reeves, the only person to ever play 2 Ohio State quarterbacks in fucking movies.
That's right, Dan.
Johnny Utah, and then he played the replacements, and he was another Ohio State quarterback. And I was like, those are my boys, man. I graduated from INC. I love those guys. I fucking love Ohio State football. So that's literally how I got into podcasting. I fucking love it. It's awesome, though. So let's see. What do we got here? Have you guys done any touring or anything like that? No touring.
No.
Plans to tour in the future? Is it like where we're headed, or what's the plans like coming up? Like where are we headed? What's the vision here?
Aaron, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah. So no, we haven't done any touring. We wanted to build a bit of a catalog. We wanted to get as much traction as we could, leveraging, obviously social media and Spotify, and kind of. So the basis from this comes from, I have been playing shows since I was 15 years old, so 5 years.
Just new into the scene.
Yeah. No, so I've been playing shows since I was 15 years old. Like in Vegas, I've played every venue that you can possibly play, other than like Allegiant Stadium and T-Mobile and Brooklyn Bowl.
Sphere.
But like Sphere. Even like the old Joint I played, House of Blues, like every venue, and including every shitty dive bar in this town.
Right.
At this point, with as much value as social media and boosting streams on Spotify or promoting yourself on Spotify can have for a band, we didn't want to go play any more shitty dive bars to 40 people at midnight on a Friday or Saturday night. For what? When I've seen over the past however many years doing that it didn't really do much for the overall growth of bands that I had been in previously.
It probably damages it more in my
yeah, like I had no interest in it anymore. Like I love playing live, I do, but if I'm trying to make the most out of my time with this band, I would rather put that into building a catalog, writing good songs, putting out songs that have good production, building a fan base, putting out interesting content, and then once there's kind of some steam behind it, then we could plan something out that's worth our time. And it's not like a snobby thing, like, oh, it's not worth my time. It's just trying to like kind of work smarter, not harder. You know what I mean?
As a business,
the landscape has changed. So
yeah, we kind of looked at it as a business. We see a lot of people get pigeonholed where if you look at their social media, every social media post is there. Oh, a show coming up. And like you said, 40 people in a dive bar where 10 of them are there for us, and they're family members and friends who are going to support
the bands and their girlfriends.
Yeah, and then it's every other band's that circle, and they're already listening to our shit. And we're not grabbing anyone else, and we're calling out sick from work to do this. So we tried to take our time, our money, our talents, and really try to maximize, like you said, the catalog first, try to pick up steam. And like you said, not to be snobby, but we see so many talented bands get stuck in that cycle of playing shitty shows forever and it never pick up. There's tons of bands that are great, talented acts in Las Vegas, and you go to their social media and they have 500 followers, and it's been at 500 followers for the past year and a half, and they lose one, they gain one, they lose one, they gain one, they lose one, they gain one. And it's, we didn't want to be stuck in that cycle.
Or you go to their Spotify and none of their songs are over 1,000 streams. And it's not a knock on them or the songs. It's because they put more time into playing these little divey shows in front of 40 people than they do promoting themselves on a bigger stage, like on social media or promoting their Spotify pages or their streaming, the streaming pages on any platform. So like, you have these bands like Robert said that's going and playing all these shows, and that's all that their content is on social media, but they're not really gaining any fan base. They're not getting more listeners. And so we wanted to make that our focus, almost as like Robert said, if you're looking at it like a business, we wanted a proof of concept. We wanted to put out songs and build a catalog as a proof of concept that, hey, people are into this. They'll come see us play.
Well, I think that's part of so when I started in music, we started throwing shows in like 2005. When I started management, it was like 2008, 2009. I saw all kinds of some of my favorite bands and some of the most talented people I've ever fucking seen just washed out of the fucking scene, because it's just like back then it wasn't like it is now. Like you had to build a brand, you needed the backing of a good management company. It's who it's a record label. Now big bands are like, dude, we'll just release a single every time and just add it to an EP, and we have Apple Music distribution or Spotify. Like you're saying, you have DistroKid. And you have the same shit a record label will give you. Like, there might be a bigger bank, but like, once you build a band and that consistency is much easier to build now than kids going out and trying to find, going to local shows and finding the diamond in the rough and building a brand that way. Now you can go, listen, I can reach out and touch 1 million people. And it's more now about like, who can I reach? And like that changeover of like, oh, what are we going to do when, CD sales translate into digital streams? That crossover was the time when I told people, like, when I started doing management, I said, listen, if I'm going to manage you, like, you have to treat this like a business. I do this for a job. It's a very cool job, but I have to treat it like a job. Same way now, I don't have all my printing shit in the shop and everything at my house. Because if I did, I know me, I would just look at it and go, if I could do that later. And I wouldn't do it. I just sit here and create the shit I really love to do. So you have to do it. It has to inherently be hard. And you have to treat it like if you worked at fucking McDonald's and you hated it. You just get to do something you fucking really love. And when you do that, you build that brand. It's a lot easier now. Like, yes, everybody's like, oh, it's more saturated. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to go to shitty dive bars. You can just wake up and go scroll on Apple Music until you go, this is my favorite ever. You don't have to do anything. They bring it to you now. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, even like I think I mentioned earlier, like we do everything ourselves. We, for drums, I have a buddy of mine who has a studio in town. We go pay by the hour to track drums. Everything else is done in the box. We record the guitars, bass, vocals. We do it all. I mix it, I master it, we distribute it. We don't have to rely on anybody else. And so also in the process of us kind of experimenting with our sound a little bit, that's also every release is getting more and more refined in terms of the sound.
Yeah. And I think, listen, I tell people like, because there's like a kind of a fallback, like, I like bands like Sangosuga Bob, but like they've gone to that weird like low end lo-fi production shit. My dad's like, oh, that's great. I'm like, it sounds like 1988. I fucking hate it. Like deathcore and shit in like 2012 to 2015, and like metalcore got a super pump in production where you could do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like people learned how to use GarageBand and like technology caught up, and I was like, oh shit, we can sound good now. We don't have to sound like a shitty GarageBand, and you can do it yourself,
dude. And that's the thing. That's the thing too. Is like, if you want to stand out, like you said, if you look from a certain time on, like, I don't know, what 2012, 10, I don't know, somewhere around there, every band's stuff that was coming out sounded incredible. Whereas like before that, even big bands, their stuff may or may not sound that awesome, but I mean, they had a fan base, so people still listened to it. But it got to a point where like, if you wanted to be competitive, like your songs had to sound great. You know what I mean?
And the whole thing then too was like, there was like one producer, 2008, 2014. If you were on Rise or Art or anything, they would go, well, let me check Joey's schedule. And that's what they would do. They would send you to Joey's Thursday. There wasn't a fucking question about it. It was like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, no, you're gonna go to Joey's Thursday. But then you have all these people now that come out and fucking, you have, Will Putney now, and like, you're saying like Drew Falk, and you have all these like super producers that come out that like are super high level, and like they're creating their own sound. Yeah. But it's such high level production where it's like, oh shit, we're getting like not quite Sleep Token level production, but like crazy production.
Yeah. Or like Andrew Wade. Andrew Wade does all the Wage War stuff, and dude, it's insane.
Dude, yeah, Manic sounded crazy.
Yeah,
like shit on Manic they were doing, I was just like, dude, there's so much going on. This is crazy work.
Yeah. Whereas like back in the kind of beginnings of all these genres, like I remember Shadow's Fall had an album, The Art of Balance.
Mhm.
and the songs on there were great. And again, this is like it's just a preference thing, but like me personally, I didn't think the production sounded good. I thought the guitars and drums sounded thin, and it almost like washed the songs down. Like there's a song called, off that album called Fire in Babylon, dude. That's like one of the coolest songs ever. But the production, same thing with like Lamb of God's early stuff before
muddy and washed out and shit.
yeah, before Ashes, it was like really kind of like subpar production. The songs were great, but the production wasn't there. So like if you were to fast forward and put those same albums now, when like you said, anybody who kind of like takes it on themselves to learn production and mixing and mastering can put out a really good sounding album, like they wouldn't have stood up the sound wise, just the sound.
So Shadows Shadows Fall is like had just released a single and they were like making a comeback. So I went to go listen to that album, Aaron, and Jason Bittner's double bass tone. I was like he's amazing drummer. I remember we used to drool over him, right? And but you go and listen to it and you're just like, compared to like some punch, like I mean, like I paid for upgraded sound systems in the cars when I bought them, right? So it's like I want to listen to good music. When you put it on there and it's like, I don't know,
it's wraps you with sound and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, but now it's like I go back and listen to that and I'm like, it doesn't hold up to the test of time versus like what you can get, out of today. I mean, Aaron's an amazing talent. Aaron's the Heart and Souls band. So
if you want a new MacBook, you can fucking do whatever you can be Joey Sturgis with the MacBook I have right here. You're like, oh, I just need a Shure SM thing, a fucking, a digital workstation, and like some plugins, and fucking like, yeah, come help me program some drums. Like the difference of going back and listening to it, like I love a lot of those albums, but when you go and it's like my big pick with Sleep Token is like, I would love Sundowning, but it sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's so like Vessel sounds like he's singing with peanut butter, and it's like very lo-fi-ish, and like they're all great musicians, and it's like they were great musicians then, but like the change from fucking Sundowning to Take Me Back to Eden's like, oh well, now I like the band because it doesn't sound like fucking recorded in Vessel's basement. Like,
yeah, you can tell somebody got a hold of them and was like, okay, you guys ready to not sound like shit?
Yeah, and like to go back and listen to those albums, like there's such a change in the small, like you'll hear like up to like 2014, 15, like even if you go listen to like some of the ones from like they did Warped Tour stuff that year, so like Icy Stars, Treehouse stuff, or whatever, and you listen to like the stuff that's now, you're like, oh shit, how could I even understand what was going on there? You can't hear the synths really well. Like now you hear fucking everything. You hear like all the little nuances of like synth parts that you're like had to be a super nerd back in the day to be like, oh yeah, I know that synth part. When you hear it 500 times, I can just hear it on my fucking phone now and in my AirPods, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so next level, and like that sort of thing I think is really cool. And to put that in the hands of the musicians, I think is even better, because a lot of the music industry when I was in it was you paid me as a manager and a tour manager for the contacts on my phone. So you want me to call somebody? Okay, I can call Tommy from Tragic Hero. I can call Tom Gutchess. I can call all these people and go, oh yeah, well we can send you to Joey Sturgis. Now it doesn't fucking matter, dude. You can be in your bedroom with fucking two people and do it. And there was like one band from back then. It was a band called Legacy, and they were from Ohio, and they were just like a studio band. It was like started as a joke, super breakdowny, whatever. And all of a sudden, like somebody showed up one day and was like, yo, Legacy just got signed to Rise. I'm like, dude, they've never even played. I've never even seen them without just GarageBand. It was like, I know. And then like they went on like a whole run for a minute, and that was like the first time when they were like, we're just using Facebook and fucking a MacBook, and we learned how to play it, and we're signed. Never played one show, and I was like, that's the move right there. That is a possible. Yeah, you build a commodity, and all of a sudden somebody's like, we can market this. We don't have to worry about them building a grassroots campaign, because we can just put it on social media. And every kid will go, I like this. And then kids are showing up at concerts now doing that. Like, where it was hard to get kids to concerts, now, because of the exposure, it is getting more people out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of like we were saying, that's kind of like the avenue that we are trying to take with this band, is just kind of see how much we can accomplish through those avenues that are so accessible to other people versus just playing live and hoping the right person sees us. Like this is Pantera in 1988. You know what I mean?
Just hoping that the white dude walks in the door and I know somebody. Like, it's not like that, man. Like, it's really cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? To have those options. I think that option is really cool to go, we can just do this all our fucking self.
Yeah.
And we can reach all kinds of people, and it doesn't matter. we don't have to have a record label go, well, we're going to loan you $50,000 and you're going to be at debt. Like, that's bullshit. Now
Yeah.
it's like, listen, me and my friend just got some, we put a little bit of capital in like you should in business, and we hone our craft, and fucking now you can present it in a way that it's not like, oh, this sounds like a fucking tape you recorded in your mom's fucking garage.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. And I like to see bands doing that now. Cause like when I started Hush Vocals, my vocal teacher asked me today, he was like, so what do you think, man? You want to start doing, think you're doing your own music and shit? I'm like, dude, I would love to, but I don't actually know how to write. I know what good music sounds like, and I can tell you guitar parts and shit or whatever, but I don't know how to actually write that. I just know I'm just learning how to do vocals the correct way.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. It's the only thing I've never done in the music industry. I've got bands signed on tours, all that shit. Never actually been recorded with a band. And so like doing this now is like that last level of the dream. And I'm like, it's actually possible. I don't have to fucking do anything. I can have a broken ankle like I have and sit right here.
Yeah.
Do a feature, and that's fucking awesome. Which he just offered me a feature today. He was like, I just wanted to get you in there, and fucking like, he was like, so you ready to be on the next Never Ender record? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He was like, no, I got a whole part picked out for you and everything. I was like,
that's awesome.
Absolutely. So it was pretty exciting. So like, I don't know. I think social media used the correct way, especially for music, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge tool. It's underutilized by most people, I think.
I think the music industry is one of the ones still trying to catch up to that change. You know what I'm saying? Because like even like with what I'm doing, like I literally was this started out as me a couple years ago with just my graphic design company and then a clothing line, and then now we get the podcast, and like just till recently it was just me doing it, and I was like, I am not good at social media. I don't know how to do all this shit. And now I have like, I have Tango and Alyssa, and like I'm like, oh shit, they're much better at this. And like, so to be able to do that and have that sort of thing where like they can go reach out and like pull people in, and like I don't know, it can be utilized so well. It's just underutilized so much, and the entertainment industry is kind of the one lacking in it, at least the scene in this side of it. So
yeah, absolutely.
So like, I mean, do you guys plan on like doing more and like forming tours and like forming a full band, or like how's that fall?
Yeah. Like I said, kind of, especially now after we put out Archaic, we're focusing on a bit of a transition, music wise, a transition period. We have a single, like I said, that's going to be coming out in 6 weeks or so. That's a bit different. And then from there, we want to do the next release that's kind of honing in, I guess, our sound a little bit more, and continue to build the catalog and a bit of a try to get more of a fan base, more of a social media presence and listening presence. And then, that's kind of the next step.
I think it's cool because I think the more you guys go, you will find your voice, and the more you work with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think what has been the response to Archaic thus far, 3 days in?
I actually haven't gotten anything but positive reviews. Awesome. I don't know if Robert, if you did, but like so far, I mean, I've had people say, different people have said all 3 songs are their favorite song. You know what I mean? So it's not like there's not one song that kind of seems to be everybody's favorite. People have commented on the sound of it, song wise. Like I said, I haven't had any negative comments. Everybody seems to like it so far. I don't know. What about you, Robert?
Yeah, no, I feel the same. Anyone I've sent it to, or the people that I don't want to say within our circle, but we've had like people who regularly message us like that. It seemed like they're like fans of the band kind of thing, and it's all been kind of glowing reviews, which is really it means a lot to us, because it's pouring our heart and soul into this, taking time out of our busy lives to do this, to just create music, to get it out there, to get positive feedback, means a lot. So
dude, I agree. Like, as a person who does art too, like even just little things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear that? The one thing I was scared of is you guys being like, which is your favorite song? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, because like I told you, I was like, Darko, you guys, Soulkeeper, and like it all blended together, and I was like, I like all of this, and so like all of it was like I couldn't even pick one song because it was just it's all very well cohesive. I think that's what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because usually you pick a favorite song, you're like, oh, that's the one that grabs me with that sound. But all this is like, no, listen, this is fucking 3 bangers right after another. Like, fucking, I like parts of all of them. I think they're 3 great songs. And I thought it was gonna be more, but I listened to them like, that feels black and right. That feels like a complete experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's awesome. What, even an EP with a 3-song one's like, okay, like I feel like, yes, I want more because I'm addicted to new music, but that's gonna scratch an itch for a while. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of like, I can keep replaying that and listening to that. And that's usually what happens to me. Like, I find 2 or 3 albums that come out in blocks, and then all of a sudden I have this giant 2-month backlog of music because I listened to Kubla Khan for fucking 2 months and only that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sort of seems like, okay.
That's what with this one we felt was like those, because we have other songs in the works that we could have postponed the EP for to add those to it, but we felt like those 3 fit really well together with the running list the way we had it. We thought that, like, kind of like you said, it felt like a complete body of work as it stood with those 3 songs, so that we could put that out and then take our time with the other stuff that we're working on, you know, so we're not rushing anything, but not to leave anything out to, you know, have the EP kind of feel like it fell short. I was happy with like the, you know, the final product. I thought it sounded good and ran well together, all 3 songs.
Yeah, like I said, it was a complete experience. And I think in the digital world now, like, you can do things like Villanova does, where like every 2 weeks they were releasing a single and it was a new EP, a single and a new EP. And people felt like, oh, we're just continuously getting new EPs, like even though it was the same singles. But in doing that, you can keep people satiated, and you're producing something good. It keeps you relevant. And so, like, yeah, if like, okay, we have songs in the works, like, okay, we'll just fucking tack Archaic onto it, fucking give it a new name and like make it a newer experience. And it seems very fresh all the time in doing that, if you could do that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing in a non-physical medium world where you're like, oh, we can take all that and go, oh, it's a new single on that? Okay, there you go. It's a new album. Like,
yeah. And that's kind of like you were saying that a lot of people are going more towards, like, I know Trivium put out a single and they have a 3-song EP coming out. And for us, like, it didn't make sense to buckle down and do a whole like 10-song album when we're not touring. So we have the time to write a few songs at a time, get a good mix, put those songs out, move on to the next thing, maybe, you know, improve on the mix or start over on the mix for a different sound, change up, you know, song parts or whatever. Like, us having that total control, but also the time to be able to put out, like you said, a single, a 3-song EP or whatever. Like, it allows us to kind of have more creativity over the course of time with the sound and the songwriting and that kind of stuff. I actually prefer it that way versus if we were to put out a 10-song album, you know, that would it would take time, and then we put it out and then we have to take the time to do that all over again. I feel like also you kind of run the risk of, because we're not a huge band, you know, you run the risk of kind of losing people in the interim between albums.
It's all short form content kind of stuff now. So you want to keep people with the consistency, like that, the old format of like 2-year album cycles and the big build up and then the release. Like, okay, that's cool for bands like Sleep Token, who fucking everybody is gonna set and wait for no matter what they fucking do. Right. Like, now you smaller creators can go, oh, listen, here's something new, here's something new, here's something new. People go, oh, okay, shit. Like, even like bands like Darko, you're like Chelsea Grin's not turning out music like that. Darko's fucking 3 albums in a year, like, and they're all good. Yeah. Like, and 2 dudes, half a band is turning out better music than most 4 or 5 people bands. Like, okay, listen, that shit's possible now.
Yeah,
you have the means, go do it. And that sort of like take to action, and the ability to get out of those big cycles of like, oh, we need a record label because you're not gonna do anything for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Or that sort of thing. Or bands get pigeonholed into playing the same album for 2 years, and like all of a sudden that becomes your sound. Bands are less likely to change after 2 years of playing the same thing, and like, well, that's what people like, so they lean back into that. Whereas now, like, oh, in 6 months, like, oh, maybe I might fucking feel different, and I just want to go a different way. And bands will do it now, and people will, you can get an instant reaction. You don't have to like, I'm gonna play it for some friends and hope they don't lie to me. You get people's instant reaction in fucking real time, and then you can go, okay, they like it, they don't like it, fucking. If they don't, fuck them. If they do, that's great. Like, and we're gonna do what we do, and we keep people coming. That whole constant short cycle thing, I think, is much more positive for music.
Yeah. And I think a lot of bands get pigeonholed into a sound too, because, you know, creativity comes in waves, as anyone who creates art, right? And so what ends up happening is we can write when we're inspired, And we don't have to force like, oh, hey, Aaron, we got to come out with 10 songs. And we're inspired for 4 of them. And then the other 6 are cookie cutter, copy paste, change, slight things. And because, I mean, not a lot of people, I feel like, I think it's official. The human has the shortest attention span of any animal on the earth. People don't sit there and listen to album to cover. And I feel like if we forced it and song 3 sucked,
they would bail. They're like, dude, fuck this.
They're out. So it's like, let's write 3 to 4 songs that we've all come up with that we truly believe in, that we truly love, that we believe that this is, it's a snapshot in time. I think Aaron says that all the time, snapshot in time. So it really encapsulates where we were at that moment right there.
It holds up better that way too, though, because you're making smaller changes that build up, and it's not like, oh, this is what the scene was like, and then all of a sudden 2 years later, some new band comes in and the whole scene's different. You're like, oh, well, fuck, we sound like idiots now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it that way. And I think it's good for bands. I think it's good for growth. Even in my art, I really love college football stuff, whatever, and I do stuff for college football season. So I will kind of slow down on producing art and just do podcast stuff for them. But as soon as the college football season ends, I turn out every idea that's been floating in my head. I'm banging them out. People are like, dude, you just create art manically. I'm like, yeah, but come August, the tank's going to be fucking empty because football's starting up again. But I have enough designs for the rest of the year. I can improve upon them. I have shit to build on. I have shit. I'll just sit down, and instead of having to release that, and I have all this backup, I can push through shitty art projects. I can go, oh, this sucks. Oh, here we go. We got something. The ability to do that and to have the feedback of oh, I can put this out and get that instant feedback instead of oh, I'm going to go to a merch site. I'm going to do this or whatever. I do all this stuff myself. We just got a new printer, and we have a giant DTF printer now, and we have all this stuff, and it's slowly built. We're I don't have to go depend on anybody. I can do from start to finish, from the design all the way to selling people stuff to now all that. I can do all that myself, and I get instant reactions, and it has helped me be oh, what I'm doing is what I think is cool is actually cool to people. I get almost no hate on my art, and I'm dude, that's crazy. I think my art is weird, and people are no, it's fucking amazing. And that sort of thing, I think, helps artists in any fashion go, all right, fuck it. Because as an artist myself, every 6 months, I'm I fucking suck. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do this. But those sort of existential crises go away because you have people oh no, I'm finding your band. I have exposure to that.
I do that every time we put a song out.
I'm glad somebody else goes to shit.
Every single time.
It's cool though, because I think that is what it's about. That I always thought it was cool when social media came out. What I got to see as a tour manager, now you just do. You just fucking hit somebody. Every band I've interviewed on this show, I have just fucking emailed them TikTok or Instagram. I'm hey, what's up? I like you guys. What's up? You couldn't fucking do that before. Justin from Filth just emailed me back, and AK, the former lead singer of Chelsea Grin, we just had a 2-hour conversation through emails, and they're both going to come on the show. I'm dude, we have 200 fucking followers.
Yeah.
10 years ago, those dudes wouldn't even they would delete. You know what I'm saying? And not meanly. That's just how it was. Or they'd forward me to their publicist and been even if I know you, no, dude, we don't have time for that. But now every opportunity is oh, I'm helping bring people into your show. You're helping bring people to my show. Let's work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sort of thing is super helpful. And I love bringing new music to people, and that sort of gift of this may be somebody's favorite fucking band. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that reaching out, I think it's cool that you guys have really embraced the you know what I'm saying? Some days I'm bro, maybe the internet has passed me fucking by. I grew up a tech nerd, but some days I'm maybe I'm not good at this. Well, you slowly figure it out, and I think it's a great tool, and it's wonderful. I just tell people it is saturated, so there's a lot of shit out there, but there are diamonds in the rough out there that when you find them, you're oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. That was kind of our take was that, I mean, like you said, it is saturated, but I feel if anyone stays consistent and kind of keeps our eye on the ball, so to speak, and continues to just put out the best whatever it is that they can, in this case being music, that at some point, it'll catch on. You know what I mean? I feel if something is that good, it's not going to stay hidden forever.
Yep.
As long as you still, in our case, as long as we just stay consistent.
Yep. And I believe it's the same thing that's like you say, it's saturated, but that's the advantage of how readily accessible it all is that you catch the right wave and you can go viral overnight. We see so many people's lives change like on the daily, where it's just all of a sudden like at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use, YouTube, right? And you just see one person just catch a wave and they just get a million likes, and then everyone's now following them moving forward, right? Like how much dumb shit on the daily do I watch? And it's because I found one video.
And
One
the things I
breakdown
find funny too is a lot of those people will even say that it's the ones that they put the least effort that somehow go the most
Yeah.
viral.
Yeah.
So Aaron, stop trying so hard on our sound, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
Stop working so hard. But like, dude, like just recently, like, I've been listening, you know, the band Fox Lake.
Mhm.
Like I've been listening to Fox Lake since they came out. I always thought they were a cool band, and then they had that one breakdown call out, which goes super hard. And I saw like normal people that don't listen to metal. Obviously, they're just like, "This is hard as fuck playing it," and I'm like, "God damn!" Like Fox Lake has arrived because of one breakdown call out. Sounds dope on a TikTok video.
Yeah, or you get one meme, you know, a meme reel that goes viral, and then all of a sudden everybody knows your song.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a huge amount of luck that goes into it also.
But like you have people like me, like when the Fox Lake thing happened. So like I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna create a piece of art for this." And literally, I went, and so every time somebody used that fucking thing, I would just pop in the fucking comments, and I would drop that piece of art on there and go, "I should leave my new design here." And so,
That's awesome.
And so like, people hit me up, like, follow the podcast, like, "Whoa, dude, you design shit?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so like doing that was just like a cool little marketing tool. Like Fox Lake did all the work. This person made the video. I'm just showing up like, "Hey, by the way, there's this." That sort of shit. Like I did the same thing for Filth. I really fell in love with the band Filth. I created 6 designs for them, did a bunch of gutter gang stuff, and then I sent it to him. It was like, "Hey man, I'm a designer, whatever. I just really fucking like you guys. I got inspired. Like, here's some shit. Like, maybe if you want to use it, we'll talk about it, whatever." Send it to them. And they were like, "Bro, this is dope. We want to use it." I'm like, "What?" Like, I took the chance to do that. But like in doing that, I was like, "Bro, I think this feels it." And I put it, and everyone's like, "Dude, this is amazing." I'm like, "Thank you." Like, that's fucking, it's a cool thing to be able to just reach out. Like, before I had to go to the record label and stuff. Now, and I just fucking filthnc@gmail.com, fucking pay them. And they were like, "We love it." I'm like, "God, that's fucking," it's the peak behind the fucking wizard's curtain. Like, because the entertainment industry used to be like, tell people, like, if you have agent or something after your name in the entertainment industry, you're a fucking scumbag. I know that because I was a scumbag. Like, I was one of those people. Now it removes that. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's all kind of transparency. You don't have shit that's going in the scene 15 years ago, fucking Johnny Craig stealing MacBooks now and shit. Like, the scene's pretty fucking tame now. Everybody's really much cooler. I mean, there's people that suck, but they're much cooler than in 2008. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think that leads to like, I mean, even like, do you guys like the Callous Cowboys?
No.
Really? That kind of hurts my heart.
Are we talking about the actual team?
No, oh no. So listen, it's the Callous Cowboys. It's a mathcore band.
Yeah, no, never even heard of them.
Yeah, me neither.
I thought you were talking about the actual football team.
Yeah, so listen, they did that intentionally. They like the Dallas Cowboys. It's called a spoonerism. Every time I say it, people are like, "Why are you talking about football teams?" I'm like, again, Callous Cowboys. And they're like, "What does that even mean?" I'm like, "It's a fucking band from Georgia." They have like they have two chicks in the band. One plays guitar. They're the strangest looking band ever. And they play mathcore. But it's so fucking good. And they're so weird. And like when I found them, I was like, "Dude, this is a treasure trove of just like them doing whatever they want." And they're like slowly descending to your, like, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just weird music, but people are identifying with them. It's like, this is fucking great. Like, if you need an introduction to them, go listen to it's Two-Headed Trout. It's the video for Two-Headed Trout and the Demon of Unreality. Like, it's the greatest like little concept video of 2 songs, but you get to see the full range of how just crazy they are, but how fucking talented they are. Like, if you saw them, you're like, this is a band? And then you hear them playing, you're like, holy shit, like, why does the drummer look like he's 12 with the best, crispiest eyebrows ever, but might be Neil Peart? It's fucking crazy. Like,
that's awesome.
It's so good, dude. I love that band so much. And like that, finding those sort of things, like, oh, this is amazing. And that connection between TikTok and that kind of eruption of like, oh, dude, I can find anything I want. And cool shit is not just like what record labels tell us or what the radio tells us. It's what fucking one kid goes, "That's cool," and makes a video, and everybody goes, "Whoa, that shit is cool." Like,
yeah, absolutely, man.
So like, I don't know. I think I fucking like nerding out about the music industry because like that peak that we now get where more people have control over their own destiny in an industry that used to suck.
Lars was right. Napster changed everything.
It did for the better. He's a cocksucker. Listen, I used to tell people, like, listen, man, that was my big secret. I was like, let me tell you, There's a bunch of secrets in the music industry, but I'm telling you, we don't give a shit if you don't buy the album. Come and fucking give the money to the band. Buy a shirt at the show and pay for the ticket. That's what gets us to the next town, and that's what fucking pays for the dinner.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have per diem if you fucking sit at home and pay for the album. We 7 cents on the dollar. Nobody gives a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of thing, and like the digital changeover, I think it's been fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So we've already talked about Sleep Token. Do you have like kind of a who's like talked about a lot of them, but like you're like a favorite like vocalist or guitar player based on like you're saying like he says he does vocals and you play guitar, like there's like a favorite like an old one and a current one.
What about you, Robert? Yeah, I'm trying to think because all my favorites are old.
Yeah, I'll give my two favorite are old Diamond Hetfield. Right, those are my two favorite old, and probably my and it's so hard because everyone's sound is so different. But my favorite news, okay, I'm whirling around with three. One is who I believe is like one of the most underrated guitar players, Brandon Ellis, who used to be in the Black Dahlia Murder. Who I heard there's whispers of him joining Jeff Loomis and Nevermore, which would be crazy.
Shut up. That would be sick.
That would be sick. I love, like I said, Josh Middleton from Silosis. He's from Silosis and he was an architect. He's ESP artist. I love him to death. Everything that he does. He's just such an amazing guitar player. And then probably Wiseman from Shout of Intent and Currents. I think it's crazy that you can be in two bands that are so totally different and crush the scene in both.
But also top peak of their game, just for right.
Yeah. So those would probably be mine.
My biggest single inspiration on a musician, like not a band, but a musician level is James Hetfield because of his vocals, because of his rhythm guitar playing, but also because of how he plays and sings at the same time. Like that, obviously to a regular listener, like who cares? But being a musician who plays and sings at the same time, like, dude, that I've never seen anybody play what he plays and sings at the same time. It's insane. You know what I mean? But also for like stylistically, like I loved his vocals growing up, and his guitar playing, obviously. Like if you go back, I think it's the fastest down picking. It has to be some kind of record. If you go back and watch on YouTube, the Montreal 1986 Master of Puppets show, it's the down picking is unreal. Like it's like next level speed. But as far as like modern people, man, because again, like the age of the guitar hero is like, I don't want to say dead, but it's not what it was like when I was a kid. So now
like rich now, it's not like
right, but also too because like of me personally being on both sides of it, playing and mixing and all that and writing and all that kind of stuff. Cody Quistad from Wage War, because he plays killer. I mean, he writes and plays killer riffs, and his vocals are. I mean, even though his are all clean, but dude, his voice is insane. The melodies he comes up with, the songs that he writes overall, like he's I'm a big fan of his in a general sense. Man, I'm trying to think of anybody else like modern that I can point to. I mean, Adam D. I know he's not like super modern because he's been around forever, but again, because of his guitar playing, he does. I mean, backup vocals. His vocals sound great. He's a fucking killer, producer
responsible for the metalcore sound for like the last 20 years. Like,
yeah, Adam D is a massive influence on me, especially like I said, just having his hands in every part of the process.
Adam D and Joey Sturgis, none of us would be here today without those guys, dude, for sure.
Yeah. And I love Joey too. I mean, like I have 400 of his plugins that I use all the time.
Dude, the dude does fucking top tier work. I've seen him work like in person. And like, bro, you're like a Mozart level fucking wizard.
Oh yeah. Not to mention because that's how I went to, for production wise, I actually like was schooled on it and had a mentor and everything. But past that, I mean, it's like anything else. Like once your training is done, you're not great at anything. You still got to do it, right? But so once I kind of got out of the school part of mixed engineering, I mean, that's how I continue to learn. It's like videos. You are
just like as a person who does Photoshop, who every year they fucking reinvent and make intentionally more convoluted and piss me off because it's been fine since '95 and they change it every year.
Yeah.
But like I tell people, like dude, I learned how to do it. I was going to go to art college. I said, but the shit I've learned making art for other people with Photoshop and learning how to do that, it's been way more. Like I watch a million tutorials, just like I started doing vocal lessons. I've watched all the YouTube tutorials on voice and stuff.
Yeah.
6 weeks with my vocal coach, and he's like, dude, you fucking, like, I want you on the record. And I'm like, he's like, I'm telling you, 6 weeks ago, I did not. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But that sort of stuff of like, that is just, oh, dude, it's amazing. Like, that's sort of,
Adam D's like probably on the more modern side of things. He's like my number one.
Absolutely. And like, there's people out there, like, even like the biggest one I think I show people, I'm like, look, listen, everybody knows Bad Omens. But if you only know Bad Omens from like Death of Peace of Mind, I'm like, listen, I'm going to play you. They play fucking Dethroned at Mayhem Fest. And I said, Noah Sebastian comes out and makes a noise that I have played for vocal coaches. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that dude is doing. It sounds so crazy.
Yeah. Dude, the technique now is insane. Cause you know, back in the day, you could have somebody that could growl or scream their ass off, but then their voice was so blown they couldn't sing.
Jesse Leach.
Whereas now, right, yeah. Now, dude, these guys, like you said, like Noah, dude, they can make the most insane guttural sounds or whatever on the aggressive end, and then still have like the crispiest clean tone to their voice.
I just went and screamed for an hour before I came in here, and you guys saw me. I came right in.
Yeah.
I talked. And my dad's always like, I think my voice hurts just listening to that. I'm like, that's the craziest thing. If you learn how to do it correctly, it does not. I sound exactly like this all the time. I go scream for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, the technique advancements have been crazy, man.
Yeah, the understanding of like all the science of it, I think, is very cool, and that's been like the funnest part, is like learning all that sort of thing of like, oh, it's like tongue placement and like moving, you know what I'm saying, moving air, and that whole like making your head an actual instrument where you're like, I'm making noises at that point. I'm just making noises, but I'm doing it in such a cool way, and like when you can make that, just like. The first time you find a really fucking cool riff on a guitar, you're like, oh my God, I just want to play this forever. The first time I learned like one low scream, I'm like, I might just want to do the scream forever.
Well, and like before I started like, you know, doing growls or anything, I thought that it was going to have to be so loud. And when I realized like, oh, I can do this quietly, relatively quietly, and get that tone and that like stamina to be able to keep singing and stuff. You know what I mean? Just like little tweaks like that were huge.
Yeah, the breath control and the diaphragm stuff. I'm like, you don't have to push hard. Like, it's like, you know, like if you're on stage or something, you're sweating stuff. I'm like, when I'm sitting here, like I'll be working and I'm literally just like slowly making like the resonance. Yeah. And that's how I learned how to do stuff. And so like then it's just like, oh, I just push my diaphragm and it instantly gets louder without trying. I'm like, but it doesn't have to be super loud. Like I can just do this, and like that whole thing of like. And doing vocals, I think, is like building a range, just like learning how to play guitar. Where you're like, oh, like I learned how to play this, and I can down pick kind of fast, whatever. And all of a sudden, like, oh, I started with like one kind of like tunnel throat scream to like kind of a mid-range scream, but it was real throaty, no highs. And now I'm like, I do like 4 or 5 different low screams and all kinds of stuff. I got a good mid-range thing. I'm working on highs, and my vocalist was like, "You have a fucking range." Yeah, he's like, "You did not when I met you." I'm like, I know, it's kind of crazy. Like I was showing people the other day where I can just the tones, like how people create different guitar tones in doing vocals, I think has opened up me to be like, when I hear like a really kind of crazy guitar tone, I go, what the fuck is that? Like I woke up out of my sleep the other day because the Great American Ghost came on and they have this crazy dissonance. And like, I woke up in my sleep, like, what the fuck is that? I need to hear more of that. That sort of thing that grabs you, where it's like, when you hear the noises that people are making, like the new Knock Loose album, just like it sounds crazy.
Yeah, man.
Just the individual tracks, like this is 8 tracks deep of hell coming. What is happening, dude? But like doing that and doing it in such a like the precision, I think, of metal. Like people thought metal was like sloppy, and it was where we're like the true precision of metal now is like Rush level, and the production is kind of, it's like it's bringing a lot more to like the whole roundness of it. Like, and that's what I usually ask people too, like. I know with lyrics and stuff or whatever, like a lot of bands are leaning into messages in their music and like covering mental health and that sort of thing. And like, it's not just like, Satan, death, whatever. Like there's a lot of like, well, in 2010, there was people like talking about stuff, but now motherfuckers are talking about addiction and like mental health. And it's like very poignant use of platforms. And I don't know if you guys do any of that, but I always ask people like that because I think it's really important. We do a mental health podcast here. And it's all because we have mental health problems and we just want to help fucking people. We want to bring people good information. I think when you identify with a song and people are talking about shit and you're like, oh, wait, I have that problem. Motherfucker, that's about me. That sort of connection, I think, is really cool. And I think it's being done more now. So, I always like to ask bands about that because, I interviewed one band and literally we talked about an hour just about mental health because, that's what our music is about. We want to talk for you so you'll talk to us. Yeah. I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Archaic lyrically is literally about how, at least in American society, but it seems like it's kind of a global thing now, that whatever side of the political spectrum you're on, we're back to tribal warfare. Everybody is either on one side or the other, and if you're not on my side, then fuck you. Yep. And everything is so divisive and so divided. And like I said, it doesn't matter what side of any issue you're on, the ability to have intelligent debates or conversations is out the window. You're, like I said, you're either on one side or the other, and that's what the whole song's about lyrically. Is everything is so archaic in terms of our societal ability to live with each other if you don't agree on everything the way that I see it. And it's irritating as shit. I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. I remember as fucking awful as 9/11 was for the country as a whole, I don't ever remember a time where I saw things in the way, I don't ever remember just generally people in this country being more together.
Yeah, the feeling that people had on 9/11 and the feeling we had when we woke up on 9/12, I've never felt that in my whole life other than that day where I woke up I didn't have a whole lot of national pride, but I woke up that day
yeah, dude,
go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that was the most together or unified that I know in my lifetime that I've seen us as a society.
You weren't alive yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was 2 years.
We can imagine. We can imagine.
Told us about it. We watched a lot of documentaries.
Yeah, but I miss that feeling of people just being in something together, all of us together. And it's not like that, and it hasn't been like that for a while, and it's only getting worse. That's where the kind of where we came up with the song title Archaic. It's archaic. It's tribal, even though we're all from the same country, we're all the same citizenship. It's so tribal. You're either on one side or the other, or this one or that one. And if you're not part of our group, then to hell with you. And
there's no national pride.
And it's not even necessarily I'm just saying that in terms of a national thing because 9/11 happened here to us, to our country.
Yeah. But I mean, good reference point, yeah.
But I mean, generally, it's not even about a national thing, but we're all humans. We're not going to agree, and if we don't agree, it's okay. You don't have to throw shit or do whatever, curse somebody to hell for not believing the same things you believe. Dude, that's part of what makes humans. We don't see things the same way. We disagree on stuff, and that disagreement and that lack of the same ideals is what drives innovation. That's what drives new things. That's what drives products and art and I mean everything, dude. If we all saw things the same way, where would we be? You know what I mean?
If the discussion stops, it all falls apart.
Right.
If there's no debate of I can make my point and you can make your point. I tell people I'll debate with you all day. I don't think I'm going to change your mind, but I do want to hear your argument. It may change, it may make me think differently about something.
Yeah.
In which case,
that's the issue is that nobody wants to hear the other side's point of view now. Right. They just want to convince you that theirs is right. And I just want no part of it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the lyrical content of that song. Crowned in Chaos is more of, like you said, kind of a mental health introspective of the chaos of life and and dealing with that is, you know, as corny as it sounds, like you get knocked down, you get back up again. By My Design is just more of like an anthemic, like kind of fuck you, I'm gonna live life how I want it type of
stuff on my own terms type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
those are like kind of the general lyrical themes of each song.
But I think that's cool that like that kind of like, without being like fucking virtue signaling, like people can talk about things that are meaningful to people that people connect to even more than having to like metaphorically like read through the lines. You could talk directly and have an open conversation with people, and I think that draws more people in, and more people into metal I think is always fucking better. I mean, Gojira fucking opened the Olympics last year. We're winning in metal,
dude. I know. Gojira playing at what I don't even know. Like, is how ignorant I am. I don't know what building that they were playing in the window seals of, but goddamn, that was cool.
It was Marie Antoinette's castle where she was fucking beheaded.
Oh, sick.
Like,
awesome.
people like, well, there's not a lot of fringe metal bands. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's Gojira. I don't give a fuck. There's no other metal bands.
Yeah, the fact that they played the opening of the Olympics is
Games.
like next Metallica plays the halftime at the Super Bowl. That's what I'm hoping for.
Dude, Knock Loose on Jimmy Kimmel was like, it was almost jarring. I was like, I don't even know if I like this. This is insane, dude. Like,
yeah, man.
You just see Brian up there, and they're just destroying. And I'm like, they had to go recruit a bunch of these kids, and then the rest of the Jimmy Kimmel crew is like, what did we do?
Yeah, I think metal's as a general, you know, genre is becoming more and more as time goes on commercially accepted. I mean, like you said, the Gojira thing playing at the Olympics, like that's proof of that.
Yep. Listen, I know people were like, Sleep Token's not a metal band. I'm like, I don't give a shit. They're out there pushing the metal flag. They're beating out the Melanie Martinez and everybody. And you know what? I don't give a shit. You listen to the end of Infinite Bass, there's not a better fucking metal breakdown coming out this year than the last 3 minutes that I fucking saw.
They're playing metal festivals.
No, I was looking at tickets for Los Angeles when, like, in October, and floor tickets were going for $22,000. Please tell me another band who could do that.
God.
I slightly considered it for a second. No, I didn't. But no,
if Sleep Token needs a cowbell player, I'll sign up.
More cowbell.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'll bang on a keg or whatever. You know, they need a kegist. I'll pick keg with a baseball bat.
Like, who else is doing that for metal? Like, I mean, what other genre is doing that? I mean, like, it's crazy to see that bands like them are really pushing that genre. Because, like, I don't know, it's been weird. Like, we saw like this era of like electronic music, and I'm not saying it's dead, but we've seen it like definitely kind of slow down. Same thing I feel like kind of like with the rap community, you see it falling down. It's like rock and metal have like stand the test of time, and I think we're having a resurgence, which is
dude, we're thriving. This is the best. And you have people like, you know, Sleep Token. You have Bad Omens that like, thank God Noah Sebastian is just a beautiful human being all the way around, because people see him and like, he's in a metal band. I'm like, I know, way over everybody's pay grade.
Looks like he should be on a magazine cover, dude.
Yeah, bro, he's a Calvin Klein fucking model, but he also has an amazing voice, and his band's really good. And like, and then you have people like Bring Me the Horizon. I love Bring Me the Horizon. And like, I've been a fan of Bring Me the Horizon since Count Your Blessing. I showed somebody the other day. I have a mint condition Bring Me the Horizon shirt from 2008 still. Yeah. And I'm like, the Bring Me the Horizon now, like the post-human fucking thing, is their best work by far. And they're bringing in people that are like, oh, they used to be a deathcore band, and they're slowly backlogging through fucking, you know, and they get to Temple Turner, and they're like, oh, I kind of like this. And like, now you have an album that was like influential to us, is now turning people, they're like, yeah, I mean, I didn't know this kind of pop band was this cool, but I kind of like it now. That sort of transition is like, those people out there carrying the metal flags is what gets people in the door. You know what I'm saying? It takes one time. Like, I remember like listening to just kind of like, you know, Nirvana and shit or whatever. And then one day I heard the Deftones. I heard 7 words and I said, okay, listen, I like metal, but what the fuck is this? And that changed my whole trajectory. Korn came out, and that whole thing of like, you know, getting to see Slipknot, the first album, and like fucking System of a Down, and like, you know, Ozfest 98 was like, I got to see like System of a Down, like nobody there, and fucking Head P and fucking Slipknot on the first album. Like, all these fucking future super killers. And I was just like, what is happening? And since that moment, it's just been the crazy trajectory where it takes one metal band to get a kid in the door. You have bands like Sleep Token, and they're like, oh, I hear like, you know, they hear fucking Caramel, which is like all of a sudden has a giant shoegaze fucking black metal fucking breakdown in it. And they're like, yeah, but I like the beats at the beginning. And it gets him in the door.
Yeah.
Once you're in the door and you're listening to the, you know, all of a sudden you end up with all these girls that are like, Will Ramos is really hot. And all of a sudden they all like fucking Whitechapel. Or not Whitechapel, they like Lorna Shore. It happened with Whitechapel too back in the day. It was like, everybody loved Mitch Lucker and everybody loved AK from Chelsea Grin. And everybody loved Phil Bozeman. And my dad was always like, who are all these 12-year-old girls wearing Whitechapel shirts? And he's like, and now it's happening here with Lorna Shore. I'm like, man, listen, fucking girls think fucking metal singers are hot. It gets them in the door.
Yeah.
They have boyfriends. They have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets people in the door. Once in the door, some of those girls end up loving metal music. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That sort of access of how people get in the door to a niche type of thing has made, you know, like Warped Tour went away, and now all of a sudden, like, we got metal bands back. We can actually do this again. You know, that sort of thing of like, it was dying and now has come to a resurgence of like, even like, I love the Acacia Strain. The Acacia Strain kind of like, it's just been there in the background. And now every time I've turned on TikTok, it is Acacia Strain clips. I'm like, yes, they're fucking 20 years in and making a comeback. That's amazing, dude.
Well, I think to go back to that, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, I think it's because, you know, and I don't want to say it's like sometimes a turn off for me, but me and Aaron have talked about it where some bands are so overly like evil, Satan, the end of the world, like that kind of stuff. It can be a turn off, right? But now that music lyrically is about things that people can relate to, people now can hear it, relate to it, connect to the music. Because for me, metal has always been, I connect to like the harmony, the guitar playing. Like I could listen to the same song 100 times and not tell you the lyrics, right? Because like I'm like, oh, wait right here, wait for this breakdown. And that's the part I connect to, where a lot of people listen to like pop, country, they relate more to the lyrical content. So
more of a story to them.
Yeah, so like the plot in You with like everyone knows the most famous, you know, part in there. That part, like a lot of people connect to that, right? And like lyrically of struggle and strife and mental illness and, you know, suicide and drug use and on all these, you know, these, social issues that we have, like not only here in the United States, but probably across the world, people are connecting to, and it's grabbing a broader audience. So I think people are starting to connect with it a little bit, you know, more readily. So.
Yeah. And you have deeper and deeper bands. Like I tell people, like the reason I wanted to do Heart Troubles right now is because Tom Barber from Chelsea Grin and Darko. And I play people Darko, and they're like, what is this weird alien noise shit you're playing? I'm like, first of all, this is two dudes. And if you read Tom Barber's lyrics, they're all super poignant, like social issues and like personal self-exploration stuff and like bullying and all kinds of shit. I'm like, out of a fucking weird metal band, that is completely off brand. And it's done so well, you don't even notice it. But then like you're thinking about those things, you're like, oh wow, I really kind of connect with the alien noise band. Because like they're saying something. Not just Tom always says, like, if you understand what I'm saying and you hear the lyrics, I'm not just some asshole screaming into a microphone. Like, I'm literally, you learn the fact of like, I can't understand what he's saying. And then you read the lyrics and you go, I understand what he's saying now.
Yeah.
And it makes a connection. Like that whole thing of like, oh, he's actually saying some shit. It's not just noises that this dude's making. He's just doing noises in a really cool way, but he's also saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Having a message to it, like you said, when it can connect to people on any level, but especially lyrically, because like Robert was saying, I think that's probably mostly where people's connection lies. Because like me and him are really similar. Like I connect a lot. Like I feel the drums, like I can feel the guitar, you know, melodies and riffs and stuff. I connect very much to the beat and the melody. So like those make a huge difference to me in a song. But you know, you gotta, as a songwriter, you do have to realize at some point people care about what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that whole thing, like even with Sleep Token, like the way they tell the story and like that whole thing, it's like, oh shit, like this dude is saying some shit about like, you know, whether it's fucking, you know, it's like he's saying stuff about like, you know, traumatic things and mental health and fucking toxic relationships, and people are like, oh shit, like I've had a relationship like that, and that sort of connection.
Yeah,
with the resurgence of like mental health losing stigma, and you know, I didn't get any mental health until I was 35. Kids now are 20 years old and getting like serious mental health help and taking it seriously. I'm like, shit, I might be a normal. Well, I wouldn't be normal, but I would be much better off. I wouldn't have struggled for 6 years after I got mental health help.
Like when I was a kid, I don't like PTSD wasn't a thing. Like you know, take a salt tablet and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I come from the generation where like it was a stoic generation before us, and my father is a great man. He doesn't mean bad, but like when I struggle with addiction, he was like, listen, I know you have the power to stop. I can stop. You can stop. And I'm like, that's not how heroin addiction works, man. You got to fucking work with me on this one. You know what I'm saying? And I finally beat it. But like the understanding now is like a lot broader. And like a lot of that comes from music. And like it has helped it's fucking not Motley Crue 87 any fucking more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are using their platform. They're just better people in the scene. Like, people are actually, it's a much better thing. And like, I really cool when I see people like take the choice to go, hey, I'm going to talk about something that's really poignant to me. And it's not just a like, oh, this is the aesthetic of our band, so I'm going to do that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and too, like you said, like the people that are doing it, I think is just a different overall kind of personality that's doing it now. Like people, I mean, I'm sure there still are some people that try to get into rock music generally to like get chicks and, you know, do cocaine and stuff. But I think there's a lot of people, probably more so, that just do it because they love making music overall. You know what I mean? It's not so much of like I want to live the rock star lifestyle as much now as it is like, I love making music and I want to make really good music.
Right. And I think the breaking down the barriers of like, oh, that's not right. You can just fucking Instagram message your fucking favorite musician, and they're likely to fucking message you back, and you go, oh, that dude's a real person.
Yeah.
Meeting those people, I'm like, I tell people, like, in the music industry, there's very few people that are assholes, and most people know they're assholes. Everybody else is cooler than you can even fucking imagine.
Yeah.
It's insane. And so that breaking down of the barriers and that sort of thing, where it's like, I think it's created a better thing. And like, you do have these dudes like Phil Bozeman, and you know what I'm saying, like AK, and like all these dudes from like that were around when the scene was like that, have kind of grown up, got their shit together, and they're like passing that on, and people are going, oh yeah, no, listen, I want to be like that dude. Like, and that dude's not Nikki Sixx fucking overdosing on heroin. He's just like out here being a good dude, treating people right, like doing things, creating good music. That's what I want to fucking do. And it creates a better generation of people that are like taking it seriously, seeing that you can, there's a chance. It's not like before it was like, oh fuck it, it's a chance to get signed to a major label. There's 6 or 7 metal labels in the country. Like, you have Rise and Artery and the Tragic Hero and fucking Victory, and you know, like that was like the big ones. And it's like, oh fuck, we don't have a chance. We're gonna sign to some small one and like maybe die out. And now it's everywhere, dude. And you can kind of do it. There's a path and a foreseeable path to do it. And the fact that people are like, and I'm gonna talk about shit that's meaningful to me. Yeah, dude. Like,
that's a good thing all the way around, man.
Yeah, I think it's overall like, I mean, no hate, no tea towards fucking any other type of scene. But like, you know, pop music and rap music are out there talking about a whole lot most of the time. Like, it's become very bland, and metal music has like been pushed to the forefront. And they're like, fuck it, we're gonna do some shit with this. You know, they're talking about those things that are like meaningful to them. And I think that putting that heart back into music makes it more relatable. It makes it better. Like that sort of thing where you can feel that emotion.
Yeah. Well, I think that the fan base, if you take, you know, the average fan of metal versus the average fan of country or pop or rap or, you know, any other major genre, like I think the average metal fan is just a more diehard fan, like a more in-depth fan, more invested in the music for the music's sake than most other genre of fans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's not like a popular trend. Like TikTok trends become trends because like people want to do the same shit other people are doing. But when people find their favorite metal band, like it becomes their whole world, and they carry that flag to everybody else. And all of a sudden, like some of the kids, like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm on the team, let's go. And it creates a community, and it's not just like no hate to Taylor Swift, but like that many people show up, like they just want to see Taylor Swift. They're not trying to hang out with other people that like Taylor Swift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell me you like Darko, we're going to become friends. I will fucking talk to you. We'll nerd out fucking everything. Like, I have the biggest man crush on Tom Barber. Like, I'm going to talk about him all the time. You will too? Fuck yeah, let's be friends. And that sort of thing doesn't happen at Taylor Swift concerts, I don't think.
Yeah.
At least in my, experience.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And like, and even seeing now, like, dads feeling cool enough to like take their kids to, you know, little kids to fucking see metal bands. It's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My parents did that, and it was, you know, in the early 90s, that's fucking kind of, you know, I got to see like one really good concert with my parents. Well, with my dad and my sister. And we got to see Ozfest 2004. We got to see the original we got to see Iron Maiden, the original lineup of Black Sabbath, Pantera, the Deftones, like all these bands we loved. And I was just like, this is the dream, dude. Like this is, and now it's happening more and more and more and more and more. And you have younger and younger kids getting into it. And it's like, oh, dude, we're not just affecting like this generation. It's now 2 generations deep. Where you have teenagers and fucking 5-year-olds that are like, I fucking love Knock Loose. Like, yes, that's the dream. That's what we fucking want, dude.
Yeah, man.
And like, it's broken down a lot of the gatekeepers too. There's some gatekeepers out there, but like, they're less assholey, and they're like, they don't have the power they do now. And you're like, all right, you're a gatekeeper. See you on Reddit, bud. Your opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just out here fucking telling people like, I don't care. I love Kublai Khan. I don't care. I fucking love Knock Loose. I don't care how popular they are. Because they're fucking good. Like, they just are good, and people are just recognizing that.
Yeah, man.
And that's dope. Like, because I saw a lot of really talented bands just fucking fall to the wayside because they got fucking stepped on by record labels or whatever. But you have bands like you that can reach out and one person go, oh shit, this band's good. And then another person go, I can find this band. I find so much new music by just scrolling TikTok, because TikTok's nothing but metal. It's just like, I've never heard this band. Shit, repost. Let's send them a message. And like doing that is like, oh, this is fucking, it's feeding that sort of thing. And it's allowing people to find new music without trying as hard as they think they have to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and like when you're talking about the, you know, the kind of the state of the world and stuff, whatever, like somebody the other night was like, you know, I think it's really cool. You like every podcast I've done since I started doing one on the Ohio State football podcast, I say the same kind of thing at the beginning, at the end of the episode. I tell everybody, listen, at the end of the day, somebody yells out OH, you yell back IO, and just be fucking nice to people, man. Have good friends, do fun things, listen to music, whatever we're talking about. Go do those things, be nice to people, man. Do those things, be like us. And I send it off. That's all I say.
Yeah.
But I say it every fucking show, and people go, dude, that's cool that you do that. Like, it's just, no matter what we talk about, like when you talk about top 10 serial killers, or we talk about horrible things and mental health, whatever, I end it that same way to go, listen, man, this is all it is. This is how I met these people. I love these people that work with me. They're the greatest people in the world. And I met them clicking through TikTok and going, hey, you want to talk to me? See where it goes? And now I have fucking real life friends that like we're all coming. They're all coming to Ohio for Thanksgiving, and we met on fucking TikTok.
Yeah,
that's fucking dope, dude. Like,
yeah,
we
that's
have
awesome.
a community. That sort of thing of like spreading that message of like, you know, I don't reach a lot of people, but like if I can say like, listen, man, just be nice to people, dude.
Yeah, I
like,
agree, man.
It's dope.
Just
so, like,
be good humans.
It's not. It's hard to be fucking nice people, but if everybody's doing it, it makes it much easier.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, man.
That sort of thing.
I know it sounds very hippie of me, but like, can't we all just get along? You know?
Sure. Listen, I tell people it's really exhausting and hard to fucking hate all the time,
dude.
Like, hating somebody constantly, it's fucking exhausting, dude. Like,
Dude, I don't even like that's why I can't watch the news or dude. It's just, yeah, so much just hate all the time. It's exhausting.
It is. And I'm saying, like, I hate stuff, and you ask me about it, I'll tell you about it. I'll be passionate about it. But in 5 minutes, I'm going to go back to thinking about all the cool shit that I have going on. You know, I think if people just did the stuff they like to do more often and, like, found people they want to be around and not are forced to be around.
Yeah.
Or just took 5 minutes. The rule here is if you want to talk about fucking religion or politics after 5 p.m., you use a sock puppet or you don't fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
In doing that, it makes people... You can't get angry with somebody fucking trying to yell at you with a sock puppet.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, because like it's that absurd. You guys are arguing about nonsense. And so like I'm like, that's the rule. If you don't fucking hear the rule, you don't talk about it. Yeah. And it causes a lot less fights. And people go, oh yeah, this is kind of absurd. I'm like, yes, now that you see the absurdity because it had to be super absurd, you feel better, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the message. I think, you know, metal in general, I think, is carrying on. Like, I think metal is doing God's work. For real, which sounds crazy to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Slayer's like, whoa, what? No, we're not. That sort of thing. But I think it's really cool. I wish you guys all the best. You're always welcome here, man. And yeah, like if you guys ever need anything done, sign-wise, anything like that, brother, I'm here for you. I always help promote you guys. I think you guys do good music. I like people who do interesting music, because like there is a lot of cookie cutter shit where you just hear the band and you're like, I don't know if this band sounds like this band. But when you hear the different ones, even if I don't super like it at the moment, I go, because sometimes, you know, when you hear music, you're like stuck in a little zone and you're like, I'm not quite ready for that. I don't like it now.
Yeah.
I thought like 6 months later, I circle back. I'm like, this is the fucking best album. I didn't hear this last time because you just weren't ready to hear it. That's sort of like keeping the open mind and being like, oh, these guys kind of evolve. All of a sudden, like I think you hit more of a niche and you're like, oh shit, like we're feeling it now. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing I like doing. So like, you guys are always welcome here. Any last words? You want to tell people where to find you?
We got Rise to Ruin Official on Instagram. We're on YouTube under the same handle. Obviously, all the major streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon. Yeah, the Archaic EP came out the 19th last Friday. Go check it out. Hopefully you like it, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you again, brother. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. You guys are fucking great. This is a great conversation. I don't get to do this enough, man. I'm nerdy. Nobody here listens to the same music I listen to. So, like, when I get to nerd out with people, this is so much fun. I love it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, brother. All right. Well, like I said, I say every show the same way. Somebody yells out OH, yell IO, it's college football season. Fucking got to do it. I just be fucking nice to people, man. Meet people like this. Fucking do nerdy things, nerd out about things you love. Spread things. Take those things to the world and show them to somebody. It's much easier to show somebody something that you love than to tell something about something you hate. That's all I'm saying. So with that, we're out. Peace.
Bye, guys.